Está estático. Hace rato
Sí,
alumbró.
pero así como se desplazó.
Es imposible. Mira, ahí está. Ahí está. ¿Qué es eso, güey? ¿Un dron, güey? ¿A un dron a esa distancia?
Mira, mira.
Está alumbrando.
No, es.
Sí. Mira, mira.
Pero el dron te hace ruido, cabrón.
Sí, pero pues no.
Ya me trae mi cel.
¿Qué es eso? Hijo. No, mira, mira, se está moviendo, Samudio. Mira la velocidad.
Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins, we've got the UFO sightings for you tonight. This is just a glimpse of the phenomenon, and we're going to be buckling up and preparing our seats, and I hope you guys are ready for some insane phenomenon tonight. And right now we're looking at something quite peculiar. You could hear the guys on the ground. Is this a drone? They couldn't tell exactly, but after watching the video, you can see it just take off in an extreme rate of speed. Guys, I want to get your thoughts. We've got the videos coming in. We don't got much time. We only got about 20 minutes in this episode, so we're trying to give it to you as fast as possible. Brent, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, what a good way to start this out right here. This is a good sighting, and these guys were excited. You could hear it in their voices, and we got something just hovering in the sky with a huge luminance of light just shining right into the prism of the camera. But before we get to that, we got even big news what Into Thin Air just gave us, and this is going to be pretty mind-blowing what he just gives you, because he's got two stories that happens within 18 hours showing this object in the sky. This is pretty fascinating.
That's right, Brent. We're on the front line of ufology. Let me tell you, people are going to conventions. They're talking a bunch of stuff about who knows what. We're bringing you the evidence from the public. It doesn't get more frontline than this. And it's coming in from around the world. And right now, Into Thin Air brought something to the table in regards to some of the discoveries he's made this past week that are so interesting. In my opinion, the world news should pick up on it. And why they don't, I have no clue. But Into Thin Air has done some heavy-duty research in regards to what he just discovered. What's interesting about what we're seeing right now Into Thin Air?
We have some very interesting stuff to take a look at, including the multiple large solar flares, one including an X-class solar flare that was literally just days away from smashing into Earth, which was certainly a very close call, meaning that this thing was just a day and a half away from launching all that X-class energy directly at the planet. Now, before we get into this incredible sun anomaly, whatever it may be, it's very, very interesting. I want to discuss just how close we were to being hit by a major solar flare, and also the very real potential of the incoming sunspots that are already showing a massive amount of activity, meaning that we might be in the direct crosshairs of one of these large X-class flares, which could absolutely, and has happened in the past, cause major disruptions on this planet. As I've said in many other videos, that includes massive global radio blackouts and has been scientifically proven to cause large earthquakes. And for those of you that have followed this channel, we've shown dozens and dozens of different situations where these solar flares that are Earth-facing that then impact the Earth have been directly related to some of the largest earthquakes we've seen. Now, to give you a quick idea of what I mean, these sunspots here that each have a number to them are all capable of producing these solar flares, X-class flares, you name it. But one in particular, this one right here that I've been showing you in the previous animations, is the one we are very much looking at right now, and is showing a ton of activity as it makes its way towards the center of the sun, which would cause what we call an Earth-facing eruption. So that is the issue we're looking at right now, as this thing is showing massive activity, just like this sunspot named 3243 is the one that gave off that X-class and large M-class solar flare as it began to turn away from Earth, which is why I showed you this Enlil spiral chart that shows just how close we were to getting hit by this. So in a nutshell, my friends, what I'm saying here is that we nearly got hit by this X-class flare, all while we have not one active but multiple sunspots making their way towards Earth facing, which could easily produce the same exact effect, but this time directly at us. So not only are we going to be under those specific conditions where we see the radio blackouts and things of that nature, cell phone interruptions, but we are certainly going to be in an earthquake earthquake watch for the next at least 5 to 6 days. And that is absolutely something I'm going to continue to cover as these regions of the sun begin to turn towards the earth, and all we can do is wait and see what happens. Alright, and I'm sure many of you were very curious about what we saw in the beginning of this video, so during my research of this solar activity, I found yet another very odd anomaly that popped up in front of our sun that is easily comparable to a lot of the other anomalies we've seen over time. And I've gotten hundreds of comments asking me to show people exactly how I find these things, and unfortunately also to show people that I'm not faking them. So we are here on a website called helioviewer.org. This gives us every single view of the sun, every camera, the SDO, the LASCO, you name it, in very high def version. So as you could see here, the measurement we're on is 131 angstroms. You can control that over here in the observation data table. And if you look closely, you can see the anomaly right there. I have the Earth comparison right there because this thing is clearly in front of the sun. But let's zoom in here and take a very close look at this object. Now, this is by far one of the more defined ones I've ever seen. I've captured many things just like this. Again, for those of you that follow me, you know I cover these things extensively, and nobody knows what these are.
What are they is the big question. And still, to this day, we've been reaching out to NASA, some of the physicists that we have within our circles, and asked the question, what are they? And what is the explanation? So far, we have speculation from the people on the ground saying that this is some kind of possible artifact, a digital glitch, simple stardust. In my opinion, I think something else is going on here. Guys, I want to get your thoughts. In my opinion, and some people will speculate that these craft could be harnessing the energy from the sun. It's scientifically just proven over the past few days that there is a possibility that life could actually live in the sun. Is this possible? I don't know. Science is saying it, and we've been showing you the evidence for over a decade of what we believe to be some kind of technology, a craft that is in close proximity to the sun. Seems that they're out there for a reason. Are they harvesting the energy? It's hard to tell, but some of this evidence is undeniable. And what Into Thin Air is doing, we're going to be supplying the original link. He's keeping a close eye on some of these interstellar objects. It's quite incredible. Brent, what's your thoughts here?
Yeah, just imagine we're looking at the size of the Earth right there comparatively to the sun, and whatever these objects, the anomaly that's present near the sun looks like the same size of planet Earth. And if we could imagine something like that, a spacecraft, some sort of interstellar vehicle that could harness the energy from the sun, the size of a planet, well, this is speculation, but man, the imagination could run wild with these photos. And what Into Thin Air brings up next within the 18 hours of his investigation comes up, and it's going to reveal something that I find really interesting, and like Blake said, could catch people's attention because it caught mine. And this is interesting because what we're seeing here is an anomaly, and it looks like a disk. It looks like it's transforming energy and propulsion behind whatever we're looking at, and there's still no explanation from NASA. And the size of this thing, look at that Earth scale right there, and we're looking at this. Get ready for this from Into Thin Air, Blake.
Absolutely. We're going to be running that in just a moment, coming up right here in this episode. But we've got even more UFO videos coming in from Popocatépetl, the active volcano in Mexico. And Jaime Maussan and their cameras are rolling 24/7 on the location. This just came into third phase of moon moments ago. Watch this. Here we go again. The phenomenon continues. We're going to be looking at this a little closer. Jaime Maussan, Telemasoro TV, said share this to your friends right here at Third Phase Moon, and we're happy that we can. Guys, what's your thoughts? This isn't a rocket. This isn't Elon Musk. This isn't Starlink. This is something peculiar. Something shooting from the surface of the volcano and leaving this streak behind. An incredible capture. Exactly what it is, I can't tell you, but it is a UFO. It doesn't mean it's alien. It doesn't mean it has to have some kind of structure or a visual statement that looks like a flying saucer. All UFO means it's unidentified. And right now, 100% unidentified flying object captured on camera over Popocatépetl. Brent, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, take a look at that close-up. It looks like there's even a burst of energy popping out of this cylindrical object, piercing through the clouds as we're looking at it. Again, could these be a digital artifact coming off the lens, creating a trail from the light source itself? I'm not sure, but right now we're looking at a phenomenon that, again, has not been explained, and Popocatépetl is a hot spot, and this is not the first or the last of UFOs that we capture from this volcano. Here are other anomalies captured in the same volcano, active volcano, and this looks like we're getting close-ups right there. What's it look like to you? It looks like we're seeing objects go into the caldera of the volcano, Blake.
Yeah, it's going up and down, opposite directions, and the activity is extreme. It's undeniable. Something is very special going on over there, and we commend the webcam de Mexico and Jaime Maussan for having their eyes on these anomalies. Some could be mundane, but a lot of these are UFOs, in my opinion. Again, extraterrestrial, it's hard to say. Is there a harvesting of energy? You let us know what's going on in the sun into thin air.
This particular situation is super rare because just 18 hours after this anomaly popped up in front of the sun, it has now returned the exact same shape with a long tail behind it, but this time it's shooting in a northern direction, passing next to the left side of the sun. So I went ahead and made this graphic for you. This side right here is what we talked about yesterday. You could barely see that little anomaly right there, so I blew it up, and this is the enhanced version. And we see what looks like an oval shape with a long tail behind it, as if it was shooting in a downward motion in front of the sun. This is a negative version here to bring out a little more detail on the tail, and that alone was amazing. But as I said, 18 hours later, the same exact sun filter shows this anomaly to the left side of the sun. So I went ahead and I got the high def version, and take a look at the comparison between these two objects 18 hours apart with the exact same shape to them. Not only that, but I can almost prove now that these things are actually in motion and not camera glitches. As you could see here, this is the one we talked about yesterday. That oval shape right there, we had the Earth comparison to it. We do not know the depth of this thing, so it's hard to really compare it to the size of Earth, but take a look at this. Here is that same filter, as I said, 18 hours later. We're at 10:25:31 UTC, and here it is again, clearly not coming from the sun. If you were to draw a straight line down, this thing never even touches the edge of the sun. But once we begin to zoom in, it is very easy to see that this is the exact same shape. I've almost never seen this before. And again, I cover these anomalies extensively, and in my opinion, this just adds more questions than answers as to what we are looking at here. Now again, I've heard many theories about what they could be in the comments section. A lot of them are very good theories, but the one I really don't agree with is some sort of camera glitch, because take a look at this, another filter of the sun. This is at 335 angstroms, and this is at 10:25:37, so 6 seconds after we see this new anomaly shooting past the left side of the sun, and then we switch over again to the 335 angstroms, you can actually see the tail leaving the frame of the picture. And if I go ahead and switch between these two images, you can clearly see that this is the exact same line. And for the first time ever, as I said, it looks as if we could see this thing in motion as it leaves the frame of the picture, while 6 seconds beforehand, this thing is fully in frame. Now, I don't know about you, but that is just weird. So now going back to the graphic I made, you guys know what we're looking at. Again, this is from yesterday's video, and then 18 hours later, as I was looking at the sun cams, this one popped up. And we can clearly see that these are the exact same shape. It's very, very weird. What are we looking at here?
Crazy stuff. What are we looking at? Into thin air, incredible investigation, having his eyes peeled to NASA's cameras themselves. This isn't something that CGI or created in some kind of basement. This is the real deal. And again, we're not having the answers given to us. Brent, what's your thoughts on this investigative report, a follow-up, 18 hours later, and we have the same craft going in different directions. Something's going on here, man.
Yeah, Blake, these things are identical. If these anomalies, maybe they're one and the same. It could be the same craft, just speculating, just making and traversing its way around the sun, and we captured it. And the good eye of Into Thin Air, hey, everybody go subscribe to him. He's doing good work. Into Thin Air's YouTube channel rocks, and we appreciate everybody in the chat room joining us live. This is good stuff right here. I want to see everybody's opinion in their comments. Give us a thumbs up. Even give us a thumbs down if you don't like what you're seeing. But we're bringing the news as we get it on a daily basis. And this is incredible. What I like about this is that they're identical, Blake. And is this something otherworldly? These are big questions we need to ask. Now, where's NASA? Why aren't they giving us the digs on this?
Come on, NASA, give us the digs. They're supposed to be involved with the UFO hunt with no answers in regards to the breaking news coming in from the public. What is their problem? Why are they behind? Why is Third Phase of Moon on the front line and the major media isn't? It just doesn't make any sense. We've got to figure this out together. We're on disclosure, but it's going to take us all as one to get this to the forefront, as well as our documentary coming out March 14th, UFO Endgame to Disclosure. Check out the trailer. You could pre-order it right now. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time.
It's a mind-blowing situation. For the public, it's like, oh, a conspiracy theory, it's entertaining. But if you're actually in a responsible position and you find out that there's a whole secret government program that you don't know about, it's a shock.
This report comes from a shadowy Pentagon department that was shut down in 2012.
The disclosure movement has been hijacked by people parroting the narrative and the script being written by these black projects. I would say 90+% of everything that's going to come out is false.
The most widely seen UFO right now is not alien, it's actually ours.
It's a great cover story for all kinds of criminal activities. Blame it on the aliens, right?
If we are being visited by interdimensional beings, we should know about it.
This has the big disadvantage of the truth being much more unbelievable than the fiction.
It's the crash retrievals that are the Rosetta Stone for solving the UFO cover-up.
The implications of this is the difference between extinction level civilization versus one that's going to take off to the stars.
Oh, what the hell?
It's available worldwide March 14th, 2023. Pre-order it. It's available. Guys, take care. We'll see you next time.